How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the Ditto Draft League. This is week 5, where we take on Owen, better known as OGalbina, the coach of the Golden State Gallades. Owen is someone that I know a hell of a long time, mostly from my days of being the resident LC player in Team Tours. So I'd play him a lot in that, I played him in a bunch of LC things, but I've never actually played him in Standard, or VGC as we're doing today. He's been around a hell of a long time, he's been doing incredibly well, both on the tour side of things, having just had a good DDL performance as now my teammate in DPL, funnily enough, and he also looked at his success in Champions. Made Champions tier in season, like the first regulation, as well as he went to a regional and won a Day 2 event. And this is my second VGC draft game ever, and I've made Master Ball a couple times. So, I have my work cut out for me this week. And you also look at his team, and his team is ridiculous, so I'm going to have to pull out all the stops to try and get a win this week. If you guys are enjoying the DDL content, please do let me know, and let's get into this matchup so you can see the dilemmas that I have. Owen's team consists of Mega Glimmora, Mega Bombsnose is 2 megas, Basculegion Female, Como-O, Incineroar, Cofagrigus, Rhyperior, Typhlosion, Scizor, and Clefable. And it's incredibly scary. Mega Aerodactyl is a fantastic mon in this format due to its access to Tailwind and just overall great coverage, and the speed tier is phenomenal. Basculegion Female just has really great stabs. Como-O, Clangor Soul is scary, Incineroar is an Incineroar, and he also does have a Trick Room mode in the Kofag plus Rhyperior. He also has Follow Me in the Clefable, and Scizor is pretty scary into my team, which I should probably get into here, seeing as I've made some changes since the last time you saw it. In the team now, you see a Mega Glimmora, as I've dropped both of the Psychic type Megas, as I picked up Mega Glimmora, Mega Banette. I picked up Clawitzer as my Water type over Araquanid. I picked up Reuniclus because I wanted a slow Trick Room mode. And I managed to pick up Jolteon because I needed some speed in the form of a fast electric. So those moves made sense for my team. And on paper, this is a tricky matchup. Mega Aerodactyl has a fantastic speed tier, and once Tailwind's up, I'm in trouble from the combination of Basculegion, Como-O, and potentially even Incineroar. Scizor bullet punches about half my team for really good damage, and most of the other ones it can just close combat really effectively. It paired with Clef means that he can just run Follow Me plus Swords Dance, and I'm not going to have a good time. He also could have the Trick Room mode because Rhyperior's dual stab plus Ice Punch is pretty scary for me outside of Snow, and Kofag's just a pretty good Trick Room setter. So overall, this is a matchup that I'm going to have to pull out some stops. I do have some things that look good, which I will get into momentarily, but yeah, I think it is a tricky one on paper, and it's one that took quite a while of theory crafting to figure it out. So, enough talking about the matchup, let's get into what I brought. Starting things off, we have Mega Glimmora this week, with a set of Spiky Shield, Power Gem, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. The big thing, of course, is me deciding to not go Sludge Bomb for Clefable, and that's because I think the other moves are more important, seeing as Energy Ball is needed for Rhyperior, and Dazzling Gleam, if I don't have it, Como-O becomes a bit of a problem for the rest of this build. And these 3 moves I think cover everything better, and Sludge Bomb doesn't really hit a whole lot outside of Clefable, especially since Como-O can be bulletproof. In terms of the set this week, we've gone with enough speed for Como-O, and the defense means that I can live an EQ from a Mega Aerodactyl, which is pretty nice. It also covers me for Scizor Bullet Punch, it covers me for any Incineroar stuff such as EQ or Iron Head. Iron Head Mega Arrow is another thing I'm covered for, and I just thought the physical bulk was really nice in this matchup, especially if I'm so worried about Tailwind. And you combine this with some of my lead strategies, and this thing can definitely cause a stir. If I can get this in Tailwind, that would be fantastic, and if I can slow down his offense, this thing can certainly put in the work. Our Game 1 partner for Glimmora off lead is a Choice Scarf Jolteon, as we're going with a set of Electro Web, Volt Switch, Fake Tears, and Alluring Voice. Electro Web is pretty important here, because if he leads anything that's not Incineroar alongside Aerodactyl, I click this turn 1 to ensure the speed drop, and all of a sudden I threaten Aerodactyl with KO immediately. Volt Switch is in case he does lead the Incineroar, it gives me an option of getting out of there. Fake Tears is in case he leads the Trick Room option, because I can either Fake Tears to Cofagrigus to ensure the Power Gem kills, or I can Fake Tears to Rhyperior and get off massive damage with Energy Ball, even through a Rindoberry. Last move, we've gone with Learning Voice for Kommo because I did need some sort of coverage for it, but I really don't know if he's going to go Bulletproof or Soundproof, so I'm going to have to risk that at some point in the game. In terms of the speed and the bulk, the speed gets me over a Choiced Scarf, oh no, actually, it gets me over Basket Legion in Tailwind, I lie, and the bulk means that I can live 2 Rock Slides from an Adamant Mega Aerodactyl, with the rest in special attack to give me as much damage dealing as possible. Jolteon is super important here in Game 1, and I think if I'm able to stop the Aerodactyl from clicking Tailwind as much as possible, it is most certainly a path to victory. Then we have a fairly obvious Kingambit set here, which I think makes a ton of sense. We've got Defiant because there's an intimidating Incineroar obviously, and we have the Chalva Berry because he does have quite a bit of fighting coverage. The main one standing out being Close Combat Scizor, but there's also stuff like Body Press Kofag that's pretty annoying, and Kommo without a boost is something I'd like to live. We have a set of Iron Head, Low Kick, Sucker Punch, and Protect here. Sucker Punch is important because obviously there's a Basket Legion, and if the Tailwind gets up, I need the priority. Low Kick for Incineroar, Iron Head to deal with Clefable. The little bit of speed is Tailwind related because it means that I can get up to the Aerodactyl in Tailwind, which is pretty important. It also means that I have a little bit of bulk, which helps out with stuff like some Surf Calcs from the Basket Legion. Or Muddy Water Calcs actually, that's what it was. Overall, Kingambit's pretty important, probably going to be in the back for most of the games, and the more times I can up Sucker Punch that Basket Legion, even though it's relatively likely it's Colbert if it's not Scarfed, the better. Given the threat of Own's Tailwind in this game, I have to bring my own, so therefore we have Gliscor here. With the Focus Sash, because it needs to be able to live anything, and there's way too many things that can just wipe this mon off the face of the planet. We have a set here of Tailwind, Dual Wing Beat, Crab Hammer, and Protect. Obviously I have Hyper Cutter because, like I said, there's an Incineroar, and Dual Wing Beat plus Crab Hammer actually covers essentially the entire team. The only mon that I miss out on, quote unquote, that I wouldn't with high horsepower, is a little bit of damage on a mon like Incineroar, which personally I don't mind. Crab Hammer does help a lot in terms of getting massive damage on Rhyperior, as well as being able to two-shot the Aerodactyl, which is why I have so much attack investment on this thing. We've gone with 25 Adamant. The physical bulk does help me with Ice Fang Calcs from Arrow, and also means that I'm not two-shot by Incineroar, which is a pretty big deal. And then the speed is to ensure that I can outspeed some stuff that I need to in Tailwind. Mega Aerodactyl being the big one, because there's no point in not outspeeding it if its Tailwind is just going to get it right back up. Overall, Gliscor is incredibly important in the games that I bring it, because I very well may need to match its Tailwind, and the sooner I can do that, the less likely I am to get absolutely steamrolled. Coming off the bench, and for its first appearance of the season, we have Clawitzer, rocking the Citrus Berry, with a set of Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, Protect, and Dragon Pulse. And this thing has a pretty important purpose, because overall, its offensive profile is fantastic here. Water Pulse plus Dragon Pulse and Dark Pulse cover essentially everything bar a bulletproof Kommo. And if he is bulletproof, it means it can get a Learning Voice later on. This thing is pretty important if he does bring the Trick Room mode, because I can outslow everything that's not Rhyperior. And Rhyperior, I live pretty well with this bulk. I actually don't get two-shot by anything with my HP and Phys Def investment, and the Spadef means that I can take 2 Shadow Balls from a modest Basket Legion, after popping my Citrus Berry, of course. Obviously, I'd like a little bit more special attack investment, but those defensive standpoints were too important to give up. And overall, this thing is pretty solid. I'm not sure how often I bring it. It might only get one game, but damn, could it be important and clutch in the right circumstances. And finally, rounding things off, I do need some Fake Out in my life this week, so we're bringing our only Fake Out user, in Infernape. We're rocking the White Herb this week because Intimidating Incineroar is quite annoying, with a set of Fake Out, Close Combat, Overheat, and Protect. And this thing has a pretty important job, which is Overheat roast through everything, ensure that I don't lose to Scizor, and give me Fake Out support on the turns I need Fake Out support. Whether that be to stall Tailwind, prevent Tailwind in a Game 2 situation, because this thing could be a lead, not in Game 1, and just hit hard. We do have enough speed to be able to get over the Kommo, similar to the Glimmora. We have enough attack investment to ensure that I two-shot the Kommo with Close Combat, and that special attack just gives us really good damage output on Clefable and Cofagrigus, which are the main reasons for overheat here. White Herb is pretty multi-purposeful because of the fact that I can get around Intimidate, I can get around the defense drops from CC, and I also have the overheat special attack drop, which is also pretty important. Infernape, probably going to be in the back for game 1, but I could see myself leading it in later games, and it could be a pretty pivotal member. So hopefully it can get me to victory. And that is the team that I'm bringing this week, guys. And without further ado, let's hop into the game. Alrighty guys, here we are for this game, and we see that there is no Trick Room mode, which honestly I'm pretty happy about, because that means that I don't zero Rhyperior, and it means that I can go with the 4 that I kind of wanted to for this game 1. Clef Scizor is fairly scary though, because he does bring the Follow Me, and he does bring the SD Scizor that can bullet punch a lot of mons on this team. So in terms of my lead is Jolteon Glimmora, as I've discussed. I think I'm going to put Infernape in the back here, because I think Infernape for Scizor is pretty important. And I'm lastly going to go Gambit, because I want to be able to get the Sucker Punch off on the Basket Legion if it comes to it, as well as being able to Iron Head Clefable. Would be quite nice. Ideally, if I can get the information on how fast the something like the Kalma-O is, or how fast the Incineroar is in game 1, that would be ideal. I do think he probably does lead something like Aero plus Incin here, but, you know, if he does go Clef Scizor, I do have sequences around that too. So I'm going to go lock this in. Yeah, feeling good. Nice to not see Rhyperior. Okay, getting into game 1 here. Okay, good luck, have fun, Yeon. Look at you with badges. Nerd. Okay, it is Aero Incineroar. That is fine by me. We have Jolteon Glim, and we see Unnerve. And there's the Intimidate, which is fine. So, as much as I want to just Electro Web plus Power Gem, I'm actually going to Volt Switch the Aerodactyl, and I'm going to Spiky Shield, I think. Yeah, I'm going to Spiky Shield, just because I think this is going to be the mod that gets faked out. If he fakes out Incineroar, that's pretty interesting, because he's just accepting that he's going to die. But he might protect the Aerodactyl as well. Okay, we both get our Megas off here. Mega Glim, first time this season. Such a good looking Mega. I've been grinding with it recently on the ladder. It's been really fun. Okay, I go for Spiky Shield. Does he fake me out? I hope the answer is yes. Oh no! We get the Scarf Volt Switch off, and Aerodactyl dies! This is fantastic. I get a crit, which that might matter. Kinda sucks, because I would have liked the information, to be honest. But he does know I'm Scarf Jolteon now, which is fine. I'm gonna go Infernape here. Just in case this is what's catching a Dark move. Ooh, as we see the Earthquake. Interesting. That is offensive Incineroar. That is very offensive Incineroar. Let me just calc that real quick on the side. Doubles. Yeah, it looks about max attack, maybe Adamant. As we see the Basket Legion come in, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. And, this is where I need to think. I think my play is always fake out Incin. And then I'm kind of tempted to go Gambit here, because what do I think is in the back? Yeah, I'm gonna go Gambit. I'm gonna keep Glim for now. I'm very surprised if he just takes out Infernape. Ooh, he swaps out Incin. Are we gonna see the final one? It is Clef. That is fine. I'm gonna fake out the Clef. That looks to be Spadef based on that. As we see Muddy Water. That's fine. Infernape goes down. Does make me think that that is likely to be Choice Scarfed on that thing. So that is something to keep in mind. So I'm going to go Jolteon here, as I always should, I think. Let me just check. Muddy Water did not two-shot my Gambit. That is good to know. I'm going to click Electro Web here, because I think that is the smart thing to be doing. And I'm going to Iron Head this Clefairy. Because we see the Follow Me, obviously. Get the Electro Web off, so this is going to be slower than my Glimmora, which is big. It does big damage. I'm going to get the Iron Head off. Is this going to pick up the kill? It is. Down goes the Clefable. And this is looking good. This is looking really good for game 1. You see Hydro Pump, he is just going to take out my Gambit, I assume? Yes, he does. Which is fine. And because of my Fizz Def investment here, this is a 50-50, because we now know that is not Choice Scarf Legion, which means both of my Mons outspeed. I think because of the fact that, well, this is to Electro Web. The key thing is, what do I do with Glim? Do I Spiky Shield once? Maybe I do? No, I don't want to. Just because if he fakes out my Incineroar into Hydro Pumps it, then I definitely lose. So, I think my play is... yeah, I'm going to Power Gem the Incineroar. If it's... he does fake out, it isn't my Jolteon, which is fine. I'm going to Power Gem the Incineroar. This should die. Yes, it is not the Focus Sash Mon. That is good to know. Down goes the Incin. Do you Hydro Pump my Glimmora? No, you Hydro Pump Jolteon. Okay, I made the right play. Down goes Jolteon. And all I have to do here is... ooh, let's just make sure. Does Energy Ball kill? Is there anywhere where this doesn't kill? Ooh, if you're fat enough, you might not die. Well, I have to click it regardless. So, let's see what happens here. Hopefully. And down goes the Basket Legion, and we take game 1. Good stuff. The crit probably matters, and he found out a lot more than I did. But we take game 1 here. All is good. And now I need to think about what I want to do here, and what might he want to do. Because I'm thinking about here, I think he is going to probably... right, what do I think is going to be his adjustments? I think we will see Coma this time, for example. I kind of like the idea of lead the exact same, and just... no, I need to keep Infernape because of... maybe I'll do Glimmora and Infernape. Yeah, Glimmora's and Infernape's not a bad lead here. And then... if I go... definitely need Gambit. Then maybe I do bring Gliscor this time? Because I think if I expect the Scizor to come and the Como, I think there is a world that he benches the Legion. And I think that could look quite nice for me here. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. This probably reveals that I'm White Herb, but I don't actually mind that. And the big thing will just kind of be faking out this Scizor. The Clef we did see to be spit deaf, so I think that's going to be Kebby Berry here. Okay, we see the exact same lead, which I don't mind the slightest. As you're going to see my White Herb Infernape right now, which I don't mind. And now a lot of this is going to be about Tailwind, I think. So, we know that you die to Power Gem, the Incineroar, and if Aerodactyl doesn't die, I will be stunned. So I think what I can afford to do here is... I think my correct sequence of plays is this. Ooh, we see the swap of the Incineroar into Basket Legion. So this is where Tailwind goes up, which, that's okay. Maybe I should have faked out the arrow. Right, I'm gonna have to watch this quite carefully because I do think that is going to be Colbur Berry on the Basket Legion. Is this Tailwind? No, it's just Raw Protect. Okay. Now this is where it gets interesting, because I think what I want to do is I'm going to Spiky Shield Mega Glimmora, because I think you can realize that the threat is actually... Yeah, I'm going to close combat the Aerodactyl for information. I think you're Tailwinding and Hydro Pumping the, this. Yeah, there's Tailwind. If you Muddy Waters, that's not the end of the world. Infernape probably dies to it. No, he Hydro Pumps. Into Glimmora. Nice. We get damage off. And that's the important part. Huge damage off on this Aerodactyl, which is good. What do I think's in the back here? Probably Clef again, right? I think keeping the Sash is going to be important. Like, I'm going to protect with my Infernape this time, I think. Yeah, and maybe I just stay in and I'm comfortable sacking you, because I've good mons for the Incineroar later. So then I'm going to try Energy Ball you, and just click Protect with this. Let's see what happens. So I click Protect with the Infernape. We see Dual Wing Beat into the Infernape slot, which is fine. Hydro Pump does connect, so down goes my Glimmora, which isn't the end of the world, really. Because, yeah, I think the big thing here is just going to be... Yeah. Because I think what I have to do here is go into Gliscor. Because I think it's too early for Gambit. Let me just check. This is last turn of Tailwind. Ooh, he still has 2 turns of Tailwind. That's not good. Okay, so I have to match his Tailwind here, I think is the big thing. So I have to Tailwind. And I think swapping you into Gambit is correct, because it gives me Fake Out later in the game. Okay, gonna go King Gambit. I do think this is gonna take a Dual Wing Beat. Oh no, we see Ice Fang, which pops my Sash, which is good to know. And this is taking a Hydro Pump for its troubles. Oh no. Damn. That's probably game? Yeah, good play. Okay, this did not work whatsoever. Yeah, so I just need to fake this Aerodactyl out, and I might as well just get the Sucker Punch reveal on the Basket Legion. Yeah, we do see Protect, as I kind of thought. This is going to reveal Colbur Berry, I imagine, on this Legion. Is it? Yeah, there's the Colbur. Checks out. Ooh, it doesn't even guarantee die, so this is a fat Basket Legion. Go see another Muddy Water. Down goes the Infernape. Right, so we've seen this entire Aerodactyl set. It does not beat my Glim. Ooh, look at the accuracy drop for Defiant, but not like it really matters. I got cooked here. I mean, we Sucker Punch the Legion. Just try to claim as much differential back as possible. So I think this era just tailwinds to make sure that it guaranteed wins. Oh! I missed! So did the get. Wow. What a terrible sequence of turns. So I just got 4-0'd, which I think just shows that I do need to bring the Jolteon. But I also look at this, and Clydeser in the back is quite good. Yeah. Plenty to learn from there. So coming around the Basket Legion, as we kind of suspected, we now know that the full set of the... Yeah, we now know the full set of the Aerodactyl. We know the Aerodactyl can't touch Mega Glimmora, which is good. Now, do I think he brings the Scizor this time? I think the Gliscor was not a good adjustment for me. So I'm going to go back to this lead. I'm going to stick Infernape in the back, and I'm going to go Clydeser in the back, I think. Where do I lead Clydeser? Do I lead Clydeser Jolteon? Clydeser Jolteon's not a bad lead. So what have we seen? We've seen Fake Out Earthquake from the Insane. We have seen Muddy Water, Hydro Pump, Shadow Ball, probably Protect last on Legion. We've seen Follow Me on Clef. This isn't good enough into Clef. Do I go Clydeser Infernape? Yeah, I think Clydeser Infernape is good. I actually like Clydeser, just from an offensive standpoint. It's quite nice. Especially if he does keep leaving the Kommo-o at home. Is this too weak in a Clefable? Like, this looks like it should be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go no Infernape. Let's see what happens. Okay, that might be dumb. Right, game 3. Come on. We've got this. See, Kommo-o Clef. Okay. Now this I don't mind. Because here I Volt Switch and I Mega. Oh my god, I forgot Dazzling Gleam. Oh my god. This is so bad. Why is this Earth Power? Oh my god, I messed this up. Oh well. I guess I just powered him with Clefable? Yeah, because this is gonna Clanger Soul and like wreck my entire skull. I can't believe I forgot Dazzling Gleam on this. That's so bad. Yeah, so I double targeted the Clef here, because I think I have to. Yeah, it's Follow Me anyways. But I just need to get as much damage on this as possible. I'm gonna Volt Switch out with the Jolteon. Does decent damage. And I have to go Clydeser here, because I need to keep Gambit in the back, especially since Kommo-o is what's facing me right now. Okay, that is a lot. You are not Citrus, and that is a Clanger Soul. Not lefties. So I'm going to Water Pulse this, and I'm going to Spiky Shield, seeing as this is the threat. I imagine Clef just Follow Me again. Like, if we see Climbing Scales here, that would be fairly okay. Man, if I had Dazzling Gleam, this would be so fine. But I think that's a Roselia Berry Kommo-o. I think that's the sole way you make that play and you're okay with it. Okay, Spiky Shield with the Glimmora here. clanging scales. Cloudster does live this. Lives this fairly okay. We get the citrus. And there's the defense drop. Moonblast into the Glimmora. Interesting. And we get the water pulse off. Is it enough? It is enough. Down goes the Clefable. So the Follow Me mod is now dead, which I'm happy about. This combo is a problem. If we see in Sin, I might just raw sack Gambit right now. Okay, it's Aerodactyl, which we know is walled by this Glimmora. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect, and I'm going to go into my Gambit. Because if this is Basket Legion back, I don't care. Yeah, this Basket Legion back, I really don't mind. And like, I don't really think there's anything that's too dangerous the Aerodactyl can do to me here. And the thing is, I want to get Jolteon into a nice position as soon as possible, even though I think Arrow will click Tailwind soon, which I don't really mind. So we see the Mega. I'm going to protect with Claw. We get Ice Fang, which is fine. And we get the Clanging Scales. Which does a lot. So here I'm going to... What am I going to do? I don't mind if both of these mons die right now, is the big thing. So I think what I want to do, because the big thing here is actually avoiding Tailwind going up, or at least punishing him for Tailwind going up. So I'm going to Water Pulse you, and I'm going to click Protect, because I want to see what the last mon is. Okay, I think you Aura Sphere into me always. Yes, as you do. Dueling Beat? Is it enough? Oh my god, Cloudster, you goat. Cloudster, you goat. Let's go. Get the Water Pulse off. Ooh, the Aerodactyl does not die, which is semi-annoying. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Dragon Pulse the Coma out and Sucker Punch the Aerodactyl. And the thing is, if we find out that he's not soundproof, then that is fine. Okay, he does get up Tailwind. Okay. You guys still Aura Sphere me. I died this through Choppel, which I don't mind. Down goes my Gambit. No surprise there. +1 Coma over the Demon. Now, are you soundproof or are you bulletproof? He's click Dragon Pulse. He's soundproof. That's fine. And it didn't kill. Oh, that's pretty frustrating. I should have Sucker Punched it. Tailwind was obvious. Oh, that's annoying. This game 3 has just gone wrong. Now what? Because I can't go Glimmora. There's still too much Tailwind left. I think I have to go Jolteon first. Yeah, do I? Yeah, I think I have to... No, I'll go Glimmora first, actually, because this, at least, I can Spiky Shield stall the Tailwind a bit longer, which is good, and that would be quite helpful right now. So he has 3 turns left of Tailwind. I don't think I can survive this, is the issue. I think I needed a combo gun to have any sort of a chance. So I have to Protect, because he's probably going to kill me with Arrow with that slot. And I'll just Spiky Shield here, just in case he tries to attack my Arrow. I don't know which one the Arrow's going to go for. I imagine it's Cloudster, because that way at least Clanging Scales is a single target. He protects! Okay, I guess that makes sense. Scout for Aqua Jet with Cloudster, which I unfortunately do not have. He does click Protect. I click Protect. And then we see the clanging scales. Yeah, makes sense. So, we're kind of just in the same dilemma now, except I've brought Protect turns. I think I have to try for the double on at least one of these mons. I think that's my only way of having any sort of hope here. I'll double Protect with Claw, and just because I think he's going to try dual wing beat the Claw, I'm going to Power Gem Arrow here. Do I Power Gem Arrow? Is Arrow the bigger problem? Yeah, I have to Power Gem Arrow. Okay, I get the double Protect. That's good. That's something at least. He does go for Ice Fang into Glimmora. That's a crit. Oh, I definitely die now. That's unfortunate. Clanging Scales comes off. And yeah, Gleam goes down to that. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I win regardless. I just kind of keep the differential down, which I guess helps. But now he still has one turn left. I have to go Jolteon. Maybe I should have double Spiky Shielded. Maybe that was better. And use Claw to attack. But, I mean, the game's over at this point, so I'll... What do I even want to click here? I guess I'll Water Pulse the Aerodactyl and... like Electro Web, I guess. This is the only way I can win. It's Electro Webbing down everything. Because I know it's soundproof combo, so... Yeah, Electro Web I think is my only way to win, but I don't win anyways. Okay, his arrow just hits Jolteon and Como kills everything. Ice Fang comes off, that's another crit. Oh my god. Yeah, and there's Clanging Scales, and we lose the game. That is annoying. I definitely think I could have won that, but hey, I think game 2 I played that poorly, and game 3 just went wrong from... Because Como was a problem, because I didn't have enough for Clanger Soul because I made a prep mishap. But GG's Doggo, guys do check him out, he's wonderful. And I do wish him the best moving forward playoffs in this league and things like that. And yeah, there's not much more for me to say at this point. I'll see you when I talk about it better. Welcome to the post-game review, taking place an entire week after the game. A combination of being busy and not really wanting to talk about it, because, safe to say, game 2 and 3 wasn't my best showing. I think for the most part, the issue does stem from the fact that I forgot to put Dazzling Gleam on, and this is why you don't put your prep together in Champions right before the game and be a bit more organized, because stuff like that can happen. I accidentally still had Earth Power, so when Como was Clanger Soul in your face, it's very easy for it to just steamroll. And that's what I did game 3. Got all 4 kills. So it just didn't have anything for it because I was very reliant on the Dazzling Gleam from the Glimmora to deal with Como's off the lead, and I didn't have it. So that's entirely on me. Game 2 was also pretty poor. I think my positioning just wasn't good in that game, and maybe I forced the Gliscor too much. So I think that's just something I can learn from. I think seeing that positioning, maybe I could have learned more from game 1, because obviously the crit on the Aerodactyl, which 100% mattered by the way, that would have allowed for him to get Tailwind up, and that would have been an issue. And just kind of being able to navigate around that and adjust accordingly. But I think because I didn't have that, maybe I got a little bit too overzealous about game 2, and I just got absolutely steamrolled, and I deserved to. But GG's again to Ogle. You know, he's having a great season. He's sitting pretty in the standings. I think now 4-1, and we are currently sitting at 0-4. So we're gonna need to pick up some wins soon if we want to have any hope of making playoffs. And even at their current state, if we win out, it's looking a little bit, you know, slim chances. But we gotta do what you gotta do, and I'll see you guys next week to see can we bounce back from these 2 defeats that we've taken, and hopefully we can keep ourselves right in the running. See you guys next week. Peace.